everyone, and welcome to Transformational Tuesdays. I'm Teresa Velardi, your host for this time of inspiration, education, motivation, and conversation focused on key ingredients necessary to create positive change in your life, which I call transformation. And today, I'm really excited to bring another segment of Transformational Tuesdays Tech Time. Try and say that 3 times fast. With our in-house transformational, technologically gifted wizard, Miss Doreen Harper. Hey, Doreen, how are you?
I'm good, Teresa. How are you today?
Good, thank you. So when I put this information out here, I asked a question. Are you confused by the different tools that are out there for social media? Join me and Doreen, of course, with this hour, and we're going to bring some order to the chaos of social media. There's so much out there, so many tools that you can use to get yourself seen on the internet through social media. And just because you come to this call today, Doreen has a gift for you, which she will announce during the call toward the end there. And we are going to get going in just a second. So for all of you who sent your questions, actually I got one question ahead of time. And Kendra, I want to thank you for that. If you're listening, we're going to address your question during this hour. And let me just tell you a little bit more about Doreen for those of you who are experiencing her for the first time. And just to say this, Doreen has been my online business manager for going on, I think, 7 years now. We're coming up to 7 years, Doreen. So it's really been an incredible experience to work with this gifted woman who has managed the social media piece and the online presence for Transformational Tuesdays, and me personally, Teresa Velardi. So after 23 years in corporate America, Doreen retired in early 2009. Throughout her stint in corporate America, she had the pleasure of being employed in the hospitality, real estate, accounting, and financial industries. She spent 18 years of her corporate career in the financial industry servicing different departments and community and companies. She has worked in legal and compliance, mergers and acquisitions, as well as collections. Doreen considers herself very fortunate to have partnered with CEOs and top management of Fortune 500 companies, all of whom allowed her to continue to expand her skills and to grow. Her extensive training includes office management, event coordination, social media strategies, which we're going to learn about today, implementation and management, author and speaker support. Oh my goodness, you've got such a list, Doreen. Data research, marketing, project management, multimedia presentations, and so much more. In order to provide her clients with a diverse skill set, she has completed a number of certifications, which you can read on her website, ambitions, ambitions.com. Go there and find out more about Doreen. She is also proud to be an active member and volunteer for many online and local organizations in her community of Memphis that support authors, coaches, entrepreneurs, and speakers. And also she has ventured into other areas of service to others in her community volunteering. And I am excited and pleased and honored to have with us Doreen Harper. And the crowd goes wild.
Wow. Yeah. Well, it's in today's world, it sounds like a lot on paper, but if you just put it all together, it's really all focused in the same area. And I just continue to keep my skill set up and everything else. So, while I was going through the topic for us, Teresa, there is so much on social media, and we're definitely not going to cover it all today, but we will get a very good grounding on it. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping my computer doesn't crash over here because I got all these windows open so that I can show people different things. But I just want to give a small basis on social media first. Social media is the perfect place to give your brand a human side. A lot of times small companies were not, back in the day, weren't given that opportunity because of the expense of marketing. And social media has made marketing for small businesses, for entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, a platform that is beyond anything that we've seen in the past. It's free, but it takes a lot of work. And, you can be very conversational in what you do on social media, and be engaging and be funny. And there's a strategy that you've got to do first before you can even look at any tools that you're going to be able to use. And I'm going to quickly go through that strategy, and then I'm going to take us through the tools and everything else. And by all means, if anybody has a question, please let Teresa know. Let me stop, because like I said, this is a very broad conversation, and I'm going to get as much as I can into this hour. And I know that it's going to be a conversation that we're going to have again, Teresa.
All right, so let me just let everybody know, if you have a question for Doreen and you're on the phone, which most of you seem to be on the phone today, so just press *9 on your phone when you come up with a question, and it will show me that you have raised your hand, so I can go ahead and open your line for you to ask your question of Doreen. So Doreen, I'm really going to just turn this over to you, and then I'll ask questions as they come up for me as well. So I'll mute myself out, okay?
Okay, no problem. Okay, so the key to good social media is consistency and engagement. And you've got to have both. It can't just be one. You can't just be consistent in your posting and not go after engagement. You can't just engage and then post every couple of months, okay? So you need them both. And before you determine anything for your social media, you want to know what your objective is in social media. And again, I'm just laying out the platform for people. Are you there to enlighten your branding? Are you there for authority? Do you want people to know who you are and want people to be able to come to you for advice? Are you there to sell your products? And solely sell your products? Or are you there to build nurturing relationships with, your family, your friends, and even, your clients? And before, you need to ask yourself that question before you even figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to approach social media at all. And with that being said, that's also going to determine where you're going to engage, whether you're going to engage on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Oh my goodness. Why can't I think of it now? I always do the first three, but Pinterest, Instagram, yeah. So that it's going to determine really where you're going to be in those social media. And you really don't want to spread yourself too thin on social media, because social media takes time. And, and that's something that a lot of us don't have. We don't have the time to all day focus on social media. We've got other things that we have to do in order to make our money, because social media is a great marketing tool, but it is not going to make us our money. So before starting any social media campaign, you must ask yourself several questions, and I'm giving you these steps because then it's going to determine what platform you're going to use and everything else. So who's going to be responsible for your social media management? Is it going to be you? Is it going to be someone else? Are you going to hire somebody to do your social media? How many times a day are you looking to post? When are you looking to post? Are you looking to post only Monday through Friday? Are you looking to post 7 days a week? And then what are you going to post? Do you blog on your website? Is that something that's going to be posted? Are you going to do did-you-knows that are relevant to whatever industry that you're in? Are you solely going to do a lot of promotions? Or are you going to do inspirational quotes just to let people know that you're there? Now, one of the things that once you determine what you're going to post, something that people don't rarely think about that they can do to enhance what they're posting, especially when they start using these tools, make a list of all your upcoming events, any releases that you're going to have, anything that's big that's happening in your company. List any holidays, national and international, that makes a difference to you and your brand. Not just any given holiday, but obviously the 4th of July is a huge holiday. You may want to advance out a post that's wishing everybody a happy 4th of July or a Merry Christmas. So that could be a post that you've advanced. Also, if you're in a very specific industry, say you're a coach and you are a part of the Coaching Federation Association, and you know when their event is coming up, and you're going to be attending that event and everything else, you can list those in your, as a social media post. It gives acknowledgement to your authority because you were continuing to keep yourself in the skill set of your industry. It also brings light to your industry, and it can be a search tool for individuals who are looking for people who are in your industry. So don't neglect looking at your industry conferences that are coming up. And then finally, look at your brand and look at what hashtags there are that will be relevant to your brand. Teresa, we use Transformational Tuesdays. We use motivation, inspiration. We use gratitude. We use transformation. We use Teresa's name. Those are tags, hashtags that you can put along with any of your posts that you do. You know, so
Doreen,
once
wait.
Go ahead.
Stop for a second. Let's talk about why hashtags are important and what they do and how they give you exposure.
Hashtags are important because they are a search tool. They're a search tool across the board for Twitter and Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them. If you went to search, say, ambitions, and you did, and I've hashtagged ambitions out, anything that I've posted is going to come up for you. So it's an amazing search tool. It also, once you are using the same hashtags over and over again, it becomes something that people look for, and they know to search for it when they're looking for anything that you might have done. They might have missed something, and they want to look at, they may not have seen you in their news feed for a while, and they're like, well, wow, when was the last time she posted? And they may go searching for you that way. A lot of times when people are like on Twitter, you can do a Twitter party, or you can do a lot of fun things on Twitter, and people are trying to stay in the conversation, and those feeds go very, very fast. So you can't stay, and everybody's feed is different. It depends on who is in your friends line. So in order to stay in a conversation, you might want to a lot of times conferences will give you just that, a hashtag, so that you can stay in the conversation with them and know what's going on, and you can ask questions and do everything else. So hashtags can be very useful, and if you brand them correctly for yourself, they're a great way for people to continually follow who you are and follow what you're doing. Okay. All right. So now the fun begins. And and I don't know what tools anybody's using, and there's a lot of tools out there. I've chosen 6 to kind of go over, and 3 of them I actually do use, and I will go into depth on why I use those 3. But you can always manually post to your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, everything else. But this is only an option if you've got simply have tons of time that you can waste, because you can get on. I don't know how many people here have gotten onto Facebook meaning to go in and just post something, and then you start going through your timeline and you're reading your timeline, and you're like, and you've lost like 20 minutes. And it's like, whoa, I got to get out of here, or I'm going to lose more time. I try very hard to stay out of my Facebook timeline for just that reason. So nowadays, most people will use a social media management tool, which is commonly known as an SMMT. All right. So if you are doing searches for any type of social media management tool, you might want to also type in that little anagram SMMT, because a lot of times that's how people are saying like top 10 SMMTs to use for social media. There are 2 types of posts that you can do. You can do, and this is how you're going to strategize your posts, is that there's the plan post, which you're going to use your social media tools for, and then there is the on the fly post, which when you are on your social media and I don't know, some breaking news might happen today, and all of a sudden you find out that as an author you won book of the year. That's on the fly post. You're going to go out there immediately and start posting, and spending time on doing that. But a lot of times, if for all of our events and even inspirational quotes or anything, those are plan posts. And on plan posts, we don't have to every day spend 20 minutes on social media putting those posts out there. There's a lot of tools that will do that for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take over the share, and I'm going to share my screen, okay? And I know that a lot of people are on the phone, but I'm going to go ahead and do this so that I can walk through everything and that I can see everything.
Okay, and for those of you who are on the phone, know that this is going to be posted on transformationaltuesdays.com, and you can review this call and get the benefit of the visuals in the replays, okay?
Okay, so like I said, there are tons of different social media tools, management tools that you can use. I've picked 6. I've picked Hootsuite, Mab Social, Meet Edgar, Post Planner, Sprout Social, and Sendable. These are, when you go and you search for any management tools, you're going to find half, if not most, of all of these on the top 10 tools, the top 20 tools to use. So these are tools that are used by a lot of different people. Now, the tool that is the best to me is Hootsuite, and Hootsuite is the first management tool that actually came out, and they've been around for a very, very long time. And they have continually built how their platform interacts and how their platform looks and what you can do on their platforms. And they are they allow you to not only do Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, they do Google+. You can schedule posts across all of your social media on Hootsuite. Hootsuite is the only, and I hate to say this, it is the only one that encompasses all the social medias that has a free plan. All right. Now there's one that's for Twitter that has a free plan, but it doesn't encompass everything else underneath its free plan. Hootsuite is the only one that has a free plan for up to 2 users in there, out of all of these. Now, Hootsuite offers you a lot. You can go in and you can schedule your posts. You can go in and you can build different lists. I work with clients, so I've got my clients, all their scheduling up, and you can see what has been posted. You can see what has been scheduled, and you can seg it out by different people. So if you have got a personal side and then you've got a business side, you can create lists for both, and you can see the post and you can schedule a post. Their scheduler is very, very easy. It's very it shows you what you've got there. It is one of the simpler management tools out there to use. Now they have, and not only do they still have the free version, being the first one around and constantly elevating their product, their pro version is only $14.99. So for $14.99, you've got the 2 users, and now you've gone pro, and you've got a lot more accounts that you can put onto your list, because underneath the free version, you've got a limited number of accounts that can go underneath there. They can be all your personal accounts, but like for me, I use my client, I put my clients in there and everything else. So I'm on the pro version. And then they've got packages. They don't automatically assume you want to analyze your stuff and everything else. So those things are on the side. You can buy those separately. If you want to buy one report to figure out what's going on, you can buy those separately. But just to manage your tools, this is the best pricing, and it offers you everything that you're going to want to do in social media. Okay. Now, it's hard because there's a lot of people on the phone. So if they have questions, Teresa, please let me know. All right. So Mab Social, the pricing for it begins at $59 a month, and it's not free. I use Mab Social too. I like Mab Social because it does everything. Oops, I thought I was already logged in. It does everything. It allows you to use everything for everybody else too. You can have a lot of different accounts in here. You can create your posts in here. You can schedule your posts in here. What I like about Mab Social, it allows you to import your own digital library, so you can do backgrounds, and then you can go up and you can create your post right here on the fly, within Mav Social. It also allows you to bring in RSS feeds. So you can do you can bring in blogs, you can do video RSS feeds, which you can actually schedule out as posts. It also allows you to set up campaigns. And a campaign would be, say you're having a book launch, and you want this particular campaign to be all about your book launch, and you want to schedule out stuff on the book launch, but you don't want it to actually hinder your normal regular posts. This is where you can go in and you can do it. If you're money conscious, this may not be a place that you want to be. Because it is $59 a month, and you know, when you really look at, if you're planning out your social media right, you should be spending 1 hour to 2 hours a month pre-planning all your posts. Okay. On a Sunday, grab a cup of coffee. You want to unwind, grab some wine. You sit here and you pre-plan out your posts for the month.
Somebody has a question, so I'm going to
Okay.
I think this is Lynn. Is that you, Lynn?
Yeah, it is. Thank you. Alrighty. I'm not sure what to do here because Zoom, I'm getting quite the echo. Anyway.
I'm not sure why that's happening. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, there's this new connection to Zoom that you sent, and I'm not sure it's different than the other one, and why.
It's not a connection to Zoom. It's a connection to it's a tool for social media. This Mav Social that Doreen is talking about right now is what she's focusing on as far as the difference between Hootsuite and this one. Doreen, can you answer that question? I'm going to mute you, Lynn, so you don't get the feedback. Okay, just raise your hand again if you want to talk again. Go ahead, Doreen.
Okay, so the difference between Mav Social and Hootsuite, Mav Social allows you to actually create your posts within it. Hootsuite, you're uploading your posts, so you've created them on, you've done whatever you've done with them, whether you've created memes or whatever outside of Hootsuite. But on Mav Social, you can do it right here. You could create a post on the fly. You could do an image. You can do a video. You could enter your post. You can stick a video up here. You could do it right here on the fly. They even have a licensed stock imaging where you can buy stock images within Mav Social. So it encompasses everything. So it's a great tool.
Oh, sorry. Does that answer your question, Lynn?
Not really. I'm looking at your sent out.
I think she's having problems getting in. I think she's saying she's having problems getting in.
Okay.
No. There's 2 different Zooms.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Are you on your phone and on the computer at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, take yourself off the phone. There is audio in the computer. That's why you're echoing.
I'm not sure which Zoom to get on.
Oh, there is only one Zoom. There's only one. It's the one that has the. Let me get you the number. I'll type it in the chat box. Or you are on Zoom. Zoom.us, and there is a link for it. Just click on the link on your social media. Go to Teresa Velardi on social media, and the link is right there. It'll take you right where you need to go. Okay.
I'm just saying there's 2 different links you sent me for Zoom. The second one is the one that I've used before, and I've already downloaded. I was wondering why you wanted me to have the other one and download it too. I just didn't understand.
I don't know. I'll use the one that you've used before to be on this call, okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. So a lot of times the paid versions are going to offer you more features, and it's just going to depend on what you're going to use for features. Like Canva is free, so a lot of memes can be created in Canva and downloaded or directly from Canva can be posted up to Facebook. So Mad Social just offers that ability to create a post within them. It also offers the campaign function. So that's the difference between Hootsuite and Mad Social.
Okay, talk about Canva for a second, because I absolutely love this tool. This is so easy to use, and Philomene is asking for what is Canva also. So let's.
Okay, so Canva is an online graphics tool that you can actually create graphics, and they have set it up where they have already put the dimensions and everything out there for you. So if you're looking to post on Facebook, if you clicked on the Facebook post, it would actually come up a blank, but it's the correct size for Facebook. They offer, for $1 a piece, you can grab backgrounds. Some of the backgrounds are free, but you can create a great looking meme from here, which is printable for everywhere. So I recommend Canva to anybody who doesn't have a design, who doesn't understand design as far as Photoshop or any of those other places, and they want to do their own memes. They don't want to pay somebody else to do them or anything else. But Canva is a great place to start. You can upload your own backgrounds. I use it to create memes, but I very rarely use their backgrounds. I have a folder that where I just put backgrounds in, and I grab them and I put them up on, and I create memes out of those backgrounds. But if I were to go back, I mean, you could do so much in Canva. As you can see, I've created all of these different types of memes and stuff like that to go into onto social media. And Canva is free. There's a paid version of Canva, but unless you're working with other individuals, or you're looking, or like me, I've got lots of clients, I've got lots of stuff that I'm inputting into Canva, there's no need for you to purchase the paid version of Canva. Canva is free.
I love this tool. It's simple. You can create your memes. You can create a header for your Facebook page. It gives you everything that you need for various social media platforms. Go in and play around with it. It's a lot of fun. And as you can see right in front of you, the Transformational Tuesdays daily insights are made in the Canva application. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all of these are, these are from memes to invites to, this right here is a banner. You can create so much within here. And the only thing that with Canva, it is meant for web. It is not meant for print. So if it's anything for print, you don't want it in here, but anything to go on the web, on a website, any of your social media is perfect, because they don't have print ready imagery. It doesn't go to 300 dpi.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Doreen. That was very helpful.
You're very welcome. Oh no, did I close out my thing? I think I closed out one of my, give me just a second. Just want to make sure that. All right, so another one that is being used, but it's being used by a lot of large companies, is Meet Edgar. I put Meet Edgar on here. Meet Edgar is $79 a month. It does not have a free plan, and you kind of have to be invited to Meet Edgar. What Meet Edgar does do, because I've seen what it does, unfortunately I don't have it up on the screen. Meet Edgar will take your posts and recycle them for you. So you'll give your posts, you'll upload a whole bunch of posts, and you'll plan out the posts, and then what Meet Edgar does is that it never allows you to not be posting on your any of your social media platforms. It will also take other people who have posted, and if they find that it's relevant, post it for you. I'm not a fan of that, because I like to know what I'm posting, and I don't like for something just to get posted on my behalf. Also, what they may think may be relevant to what I'm doing may not be as relevant as I think that it is. But a lot of large companies who are looking to and have social media managers in place use it, because they're keeping constant stuff up there, and then they're just recycling their posts. If you look at some of the larger companies, and you'll see when they're doing their ads, They're constantly reposted. A lot of them are using Meet Edgar to do that. All right, so I am going to go up to Sendable. Sendable is $49 a month, and it's not free either. Sendable does everything that Hootsuite does. It's on the equivalent of Hootsuite. The one thing that Sendable does that Hootsuite does not do is it allows for SMS texting. And if you don't know what SMS texting is, excuse me, it allows you to send post messages to somebody's cell phone. A lot of people don't like that. But Sendable will do that for you. So you can create, and it is not very, and I don't have a Sendable account. I had one way back in the past, and they don't allow, because they don't have a free plan, they don't have a trial plan either. But Sendable is not as user-friendly because you don't have the same interface as some of these other things where it's just a drop-down list and you can choose who you're going to send a post to. So, but a lot of people still use it. It is in the top 10. And so I put it on my list to talk about. Sprout Social is $59 a month, and there's no free plan for it as either. And with Sprout Social, it can get really expensive because the $59 is the lowest plan, and it does not have a lot of features to it. But it also does, the one thing that I will say about Sprout Social is Sprout Social offers a great analytics tool for you to look at. If you're somebody who is very much into looking at the ROI for your social media, Sprout Social may be where you're at. And if you've got a budget for, you know, one of their medium to higher plans, I think their highest plan is like at $129 a month, then Sprout Social would be it. If you're truly trying to figure out what your ROI is on your social media, they've got a very robust reporting plan on their side. Hootsuite has, just so that you know, also has a reporting plan. Mav Social does as well. Sendable does not, and Meet Edgar I don't believe does either. Now my third favorite one, and I also use Post Planner as well as Post Planner. Post Planner has several different plans. They don't have a free plan. They have a $9 a month plan, and then it goes up from the $9 a month plan. And Post Planner, actually you can upload your own posts or you can post other people's posts, and it gives you an area where you can look at quotes, and it tells you who it's coming from, and it rates it by stars on how many times it's already been shared, how many times it's already been done, so you know that it's something that people are really interested in looking at. And it also will give you like engaging. So you can actually have status posts and post it out there. My favorite part of being an entrepreneur is, you know, so if I were to click here and use this as a status post, and I would, you know, I could type in whatever I wanted to type in and I'd add it to my plan. They have plans. The plan is you tell it when to schedule, Monday through Friday. You tell it how many times a day you want it to schedule, and you tell it what you want it to schedule. So if you want to only schedule a picture at 7 a.m., it'll only schedule a picture out of all of the posts that you've decided that you want to put up here. If you decide you want to link to a blog or something at 11:30, no matter which one it is, it'll post it for you. And then if you don't care what's posting at I've got 3 scheduled here, at 7:30, it will post anything that you want to post.
So I have a couple of questions regarding this.
Okay.
All right, so a couple of screens back, you showed an enormous amount of posts that are available for you to utilize. Where do those posts originate? Are they currently
on Facebook? They're currently on Facebook and on somebody else's feed.
And each of these posts is getting some sort of interaction or some sort of
They're being shared constantly. These are popular posts on Facebook or popular posts on Twitter, and it'll tell you where it's coming from. Like this is Healing Light on Facebook for plants. It's a very popular post. They posted it 12 hours ago.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, I very much for the filler stuff, I find this to be an amazing tool to use very much for the filler stuff.
What do you
Because
consider filler stuff?
filler stuff would be anything that is not branded by you. One of the things when you're creating memes you're going to want to do is a lot of them you want to brand, because the whole point in posting, especially as an entrepreneur, as a business, is to get people to come to your site, to get people to recognize who you are. So those are going to be posts that are branded. Now, I know everybody as an entrepreneur knows the 80-20 rule. 80% of what you're going to give to anybody in social media or anything, anywhere, should be informative, should be something of value to them, while the 20% should be sales. So this is filler. This is value. If I go in and I type in, let's just say marketing, we're going to go to marketing because they've given you some popular lists and then you can create some lists. So how to use hashtags, do's and don'ts of hashtags. That's perfect for me. That's a filler for me. That's somebody else's content, but it is very much relevant to what I do in my business. You have the opportunity to click on it, to look at it, to read it. Yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. I want it. Or you can just go ahead and schedule it, whichever way you want to do it. But, you know, and it's easy. You can share. All you got to do is click share. And you're going to say who you, like I've got a lot of different people, but I can add who I want to. I can add a quick status. Twitter.
Put on there like this. Tag me on that. Show me. Great article to that goes with today's Transformational Tuesdays. Transformational Tuesdays Tech Time segment. Because I asked this question a little earlier. So this is the answer to that question that I asked. So for everyone who's on here, just go to my page, or to just this is going to show up on my page because and Transformational Tuesdays because Doreen is tagging us. Okay. So this is, I love this tool. This is the first time I'm seeing it, and I can tell you right now, I'm loving this tool right now.
Yeah, you've got to go in and you've got to play with it just a little bit. They've got some great videos to go with it, so that you can learn. But you can also go in and put in your own stuff. You don't have to use theirs. You can actually upload. I use this as a filler. I really do use it as a filler because there's great quotes here. There's great memes. You know, I can, go in here and I can do a search for something and I can find what I want and I can just go ahead and I can post it out there. And then because again, the key to social media is being consistent in your posting and engaging. So, they don't work without the other. You can't post and not engage. So in your postings, you're going to want to ask questions, of your audience. Let's just say you've got a membership site. You want to involve your members. You ask questions of your members. What would you like to see as the next, I know that you do it a lot too. What type of information would you like to see on Transformational Tuesdays? Ask those questions. How is your day going? What tools do you use? Ask questions that require an answer, and make sure that you're going back and responding to people who are actually posting on your page. Don't just ask and not engage. The whole key is to have a conversation on social media with someone who you may not have a conversation with regularly.
Right.
That's what social media is about. So, and I very much like this tool. It's very reasonable. The Love starts at $9, and I think the most expensive one goes to $54 or something like that. It's not, and all of those go with how many social media networks you need to connect. So for most people, the $9 would be just fine. excuse me, the $9 would be just fine because they don't have that many social media accounts. I mean, I manage something like 25 Facebook pages.
Wow. So, so this tool will actually, I'm particularly thinking about Twitter that has that character limit that you have on Twitter. So will this give you something to be able to post it on Twitter as well? Will it reformat it for Twitter, or how does that work? Like, for example, what we just did with you tagging Transformational Tuesdays and putting it on Facebook. How will it show up if I decide that I want to share that same thing on Twitter, but maybe I'm over the top, the limited characters that they give you on Twitter?
Well, on when you share like a news article over to Twitter, it's going to give it a link. It's not going to give the whole full article link. Your statuses, if you look at them, they're all short and sweet.
Okay, good.
You know, and like this right here, this interesting, these are facts.
Okay.
You just want to put some. Napoleon Bonaparte was not short at 5'7". He was of average height for his time.
Wow.
Who would have knew? You know.
I didn't know porcupines float in water.
I mean, camels have 3 eyelids. You know, it's just information that's out there, and again, it's filler information. So, depending on how you're going to do your social media, Hootsuite requires you to upload and do everything, and it's a little bit more hands-on. Again, that's something that might take 2 hours. You come in here, you go through, you might find a couple of things you want to add into the post area as well. And you never want to forget those on the flies. You know, you may not need to be on social media every day, but you should be checking your social media accounts at least twice a week and going in and engaging people and making sure that you're answering messages, because now on a lot of it, they'll give a response time on if you're answering, if you respond back to them or not. So you want to make sure that you're checking out your messages area. You want to look at the bottom, see if somebody liked it and like it, or if somebody made a comment and comment back. That's the engagement part, and it's very necessary. Now there's one other. Go ahead.
I just want to point something out here. If you look in the lower right-hand corner here, there's someone from Post Planner messaging you. So what this is telling me is that they've got some training that they offer you how to use this. So you're not always out in the water flailing around trying to do it on your own. Most of these platforms have people who are leading workshops on how to use this, or training time. Is that correct for most of these
Yes.
platforms?
Hootsuite actually offers a training program on a basic training program for free on the platform for Hootsuite. Awesome. Post Planner has some great user's guide and some great videos that you can do. Mav Social does as well. Awesome. And a lot of them have extensions. Like Hootsuite, this little owl that's up here in the corner, that's the Hootlit suite. So if I went to, I need to be on somebody's, here we go. We're just going to go to an old blog post or something. Oh, well. If I clicked on my little Hootsuite guy here, share page via Hootlit, it's going to automatically come up and ask me, where do I want? The Hootlit guy is going to come up. It's going to give me the little, it's going to automatically shrink it so that I can text it. It's going to allow me to do everything I want to do. Mav Social has the same type of Chrome extension to do as well. Awesome. Yeah, so, and that's another thing that you might want to look in, and when you're looking at some of these tools, is does it have those extensions? Do you have to necessarily be in it? Because a lot of times we're searching the web, we're doing stuff, or we're working, and then we run across something, and then it's like, how do I make sure that, how do I share this? Well, if you've got the extension for it, and it doesn't only have Chrome. I know they have a Firefox extension for Hootsuite and everything else too. And I don't mean to just be on Hootsuite. I just find it for the value, Hootsuite is probably one of the better tools because of the value in it. But it does allow for you to, on the fly, post. That would be an on the fly post. You're not, you can also schedule it for later if you wanted to, but you can automatically just post right then and there if you ran across something that was great and you wanted to post it.
Okay, awesome. Lynn is asking, what's the best way to share? She's got a couple of websites here. One is a petition. I guess either Hootsuite or I would gather Hootsuite would be one of the best ways to do it.
Well, for free Hootsuite, but any sharing could go across any of these platforms here. You're going to want to, and I ran through the basics of a lot of these, and I ran through the ones that most people are using. But you're going to want to find the one that you feel the most comfortable with, which has got the is easiest, for you to manipulate. And then once you set up your social media platforms within them, then it's going to be very easy for you to share your message across all those platforms. Now, one of the things that people do not realize is and why these platforms these tools are so necessary is you don't want to be sharing the same message across all of your social media sites at the same time. You don't, because what's going to happen is if you have somebody who follows you on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and you're sharing the same message on all three of them at the same time, they're going to disconnect from you from one of those social media platforms. Inevitably. Okay, so when you're in, and that's what these management tools help you do. So say let's just say that you sat down and you're drinking your little glass of wine. That's a Sunday night, and you're getting ready to schedule your post. On Facebook, you schedule 1 through 30. On Twitter, you schedule 30 through 1. LinkedIn, you schedule 15 through 30, and then 1 through 15. Okay, that way there's a variety. And now I'm going to give everybody the caveat of all of this, okay? It is okay to post on Facebook with these tools for on the fly, not for your planned posts. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Facebook has their own area where they have their own scheduling tool. They'll give preference to anything that is underneath their scheduling tool versus anything that's coming from another scheduling tool. So while and that does add some time, their algorithms are, Facebook, it goes through a lot of different trials and tribulations that, I don't know if you realize one day something's there, the next day it's gone, then you've got something else, and then, but Facebook will give preference to any post that comes through their scheduler versus anything that comes through a management tool. And it's something everybody needs to be aware of.
Do you have something all open that you can show us, the Facebook scheduler?
Yeah. See if I can move this little thing here. All right. So this is ambitions.
Okay.
And if you go in to write a post, this is on a Facebook page, just so that everybody can realize it's on a page or a group page. It's not on our personal pages, excuse me. Instead of publishing,
you have to have a page or a group to use this tool.
Yes.
Okay.
And instead of publishing, you would schedule your post. So right here where it says publish,
yes,
hit here,
schedule
it out, 4 p.m., schedule it, and now it's going to tell you you've got one scheduled post here.
Oh, cool.
And you can see your posts. You can see when the posts are going to be done. You can schedule them out for 30 days, 40 days. But Facebook will take preference over anything that's published underneath their tool versus anything else. Okay.
I didn't know this.
Yep. And
Interesting.
you can go in, say you decide you don't want the post any longer. You can remove it. You can delete it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've got a tickle that won't go away. All right, so I've got to answer, and I really appreciate Krista for sending in her question. But she wanted to know what good tools to use to efficiently find quality new people to follow. Facebook used to have interest lists. They no longer have interest lists. They have expanded their search bar to do all of this. So it's a manual process through Facebook. Twitter, on the other hand, is different. Twitter, you can use okay, you go back now. Commune.it. It is not a free platform, but what it will do is it will analyze your Twitter account, and it will give you, from your followers and everything else, the top tweets. It'll let you know who's not following you back. It'll let you know all your new followers, and it will actually do a post for you to thank them for following you. Mm-hmm. It will give you people who you should follow. It'll give you trending hashtags that are going on Facebook. It's a really great tool, especially if you're trying to build your list and if you're trying to bring down your list. Because if you're following people who aren't following you, maybe they're not in the same platform that you are. You know, we all get excited. Oh, let's start following people. And that's the wrong thing to do in social media. The people who you are following, the people who you want to follow you, the people who friend you on Facebook, who friend you on Instagram, in a business, you want those people to want to see your content, and you want to see their content, unless they're friends and family.
Right.
You know, and when you start just accepting people to bring those numbers up and do everything else, what you're doing to yourself is you're clogging your newsfeed with irrelevant information, and then you're going to get yourself frustrated because you're like, why am I here? Is anybody seeing my stuff? You know, so if I'm not seeing anybody else's stuff, is anybody seeing my stuff? So, you know, you want to not look at the numbers, but look at the quality of people who are following you, and whether
right,
they're
and right to that point, I want you to talk about these people who create these Facebook pages, and they're out there, they're fishing for information, and they're looking for people who are vulnerable and who will actually just friend anybody. And I've seen a lot of them. What are a couple of things to look for when you get a massive amount of people who are looking to friend you? And instead of just friending them, what are some of the things to look for to know whether or not they're actually legitimate people who want to be in your circle, or they're who are just really basically spamming you?
Oh, that's, you know, and I hate to say that, that's pretty much common sense. I actually, when somebody requests me as a friend, I look to see how many people we're connected with. And then I look to see who those people are. So if I see that most of them are connected through peers and stuff like that, I go to their page and look at them and say, oh yeah, there's somebody I want to connect with. If I see that a lot of them may be connected maybe through some friends or something, and then those are friends that are friends of friends of friends, then I'm like, I'm sorry, you've got to go. Because you know, on Facebook, you only have 5,000 friends that you can have on your own personal page.
Right, and that may sound like a lot, but you know what? It gets eaten up really fast if you're friending everybody and especially if a lot of them are of no value to you, either personally or in business. You know, so you want to be sure you have a discerning eye when you friend people on your Facebook page.
Absolutely, and then go through your news feed. I mean, it doesn't, if you friended somebody and then you've looked at their news feed and their content is not what you want, don't take offense, just delete them, say bye.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that all the time. You know, if I find something on my timeline that's just, you know, is not relevant to me, and I'm seeing that that's all they're posting is stuff that's not relevant to me, or stuff that may actually offend me as a person, you got to go. You know, that's just how it goes. I do want to show two other things that to answer Krista's question.
Okay, and then we have a couple of other questions here. And I know
Okay.
that we're heading toward the top of the hour. We don't have much time left, but with permission of everyone, I would like to be able to continue this for a few minutes longer, because I think this is really relevant to each of us, business and personal. So let's, is that okay with everybody?
So another one, and this is free, is Social Mention, and that's socialmention.com. And what you can do is you can go in here and you can type a search term, and it is going to look through all the social media, and it's going to find it.
Wow.
Okay. And it's going to you know, let you know what the top keywords is. You've got Flying by the Seat. You've got a couple here. So, and it's going to do, and I've done today. So, you know, you could do a longer span of time, but Social Mention is another way to, if you want to find people who are having conversations about a topic that you're interested in, go in here, do some searches, do a little bit of investigating, and you can do some following that way.
And this
And
is
then,
a tool?
yes, it's called socialmention.com, and it's free.
Okay.
All right. And then the final one, and this is for my bloggers out there, it's called Triber. And Triber has a free account, which is very limited, and then they have a pro account. But what Triber does is it's for bloggers, and you give it some criteria of information that you're looking for or what you're blogging about, and it connects you with a tribe. And this tribe will share your posts and you share their posts. That way it's people outside of your common circles who are in your Facebook and everything else.
Nice.
So, you know, and I will have to say, this tool was recommended to me a couple of months ago, and I did not go in and I didn't look at it. I went in a week ago to look at it, and within the week of sharing other people's posts, I've had about 40 people follow me on Twitter.
Wow.
This is with Twitter. This is Twitter. They followed me because I've shared a post to somebody who's very influential. So if you're looking to grow your followers on Twitter, you know, this is a great place. It allows you, though, to share across the board. So you can share, like I shared a post earlier today. Let's just do this 12 actions to drive more traffic. So I can actually share this on any of my social media, any pages that I manage or that are a part of my Facebook. Post it to Facebook, and it's posting it. So you can connect. And in the paid version, the one thing I can say about this is it was very much developed for Twitter. So there's more Twitter accounts. You can only have one Facebook account and one LinkedIn account, even in the paid version. So it's a tool that I could use for me and for my clients on Facebook, because they're all, I manage their pages, but I couldn't manage their LinkedIn page here because I couldn't post to their LinkedIn page because those aren't shared like on Facebook. But it is a great, another way to grab information. And if you've got an active blog and and you want people to share your information, get in here, get you into some, I think in the free version, you've got 3 tribes you can be a part of, and you're part of those 3 tribes, and they know to share your post and you share their posts.
So, and what's the price point on the paid version?
The price point on the paid, they're a little steep. I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. They weren't steep. So you can create for $10 a month. You can create 7 tribes, have 50 members in each one of your tribes. So that's 50 different people who you don't know sharing your blog posts. You can have 4 different blogs connected, and you can have 5 Twitter accounts, 1 Facebook, 1 LinkedIn.
Wow. Oh, wow. Look at this. My whole world is opening up.
Yeah. So and I'm going to say this tool right here is really relevant to those who are blogging on a regular basis and their blogs aren't being shared. They don't know what to do to share their blogs. This right here is getting your blogs on not only your own you post them to your social media, but this is going to get them to other people sharing them for you.
And expand your tribe. Expand your tribe. Okay.
Expanding your tribes. Okay. And then finally, she asked about brainstorming tools that I would recommend. A free one is Mind Map, if you do mind mapping. And I think I'm saying it right.
Free Mind is the one that you
It's Free Mind. I'm sorry. Free Mind is free, and it allows you to create mind maps. And they're shareable mind maps, so it's a free tool, so you can have anybody share them when you're doing any type of planning. Or you can do MindMeister. MindMeister has a free for 2 mind maps, and you can, when you're trying to figure out how to get a project together, you could do that, or you could do one of their paid versions. They're not that expensive either. For 6 months, I want to say it's $60. And you've got unlimited maps and everything else that you can create, and folders and everything else. But those are the 2 tools that I would recommend on when you're doing your brainstorming. If you've never done a mind map, or don't understand the concept of the mind maps, it's just a brain dump. For those of us who have so much going on in our minds, and we know, this piece needs to go with this piece. It's just a way to put it all together and look at it on a piece of paper, and then flow from there when you're doing your brainstorming.
It's a great tool, and Doreen and I have used Free Mind to organize some things with my business and to get things in order. For people like me who have a tremendous amount of stuff going on, and Doreen, it's a great way for you to bring organization to the chaos in your mind. I'll just put it that way, because it can get pretty chaotic in between these ears. Trust me when I tell you. A couple of quick questions. So Philomena wants to know, she's done scheduled Facebook posts and questions. Is it okay to repeat them after 3 months' time, or is there a time span that you recommend, Doreen?
Absolutely. If you got a post that that really did well, always, our biggest mistake is that we never, just repurpose our content. And repurposing content, as long as the content is still relevant and true, repurpose it. Use it over and over again.
Yeah. Good question, Philomena. Thank you. And thanks, Doreen, for that answer. Lynn wants to know, there's a gentleman named Bob Krigo with Occupy Wall Street. He has an outreach group, can take an editorial and move it into 27 newspapers in his state. How can she get her Indivisible Coups group to do the same thing? What do you recommend?
I'm sorry, I understand the question, but
I would think an editorial. I
would think through press releases and everything else.
Similar to a blog.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to do something similar to a blog, I would definitely go into Triber.
Yeah.
And doing it that way.
Yeah.
A lot of times when somebody can do something like that, they're not doing it off of a tool, a platform. They're doing that off of real hard connections that they've got and that they've developed. And and they're probably, and their pricing is going to be around that. Those are true relationships that they developed, and they're making money off of those relationships because now they've put something in place.
Right. Got it. So I'm going to call one more time for any questions. Can we stop sharing the screen, Doreen?
Yeah, because I've got one last thing that I wanted to. Let me stop sharing the screen. How do I stop? There, you've got it.
Okay. All right. So anybody who has a last question, please remember *9 on your phone. We'll get you into my queue. And anyone who has a question on the screen, just raise your hand. Okay. I'm just going to go for a minute more. What was it that
Okay.
you wanted to
What
share
I'm going to do
also?
is I'm going to put in chat. Post Planner actually had a very good blog. Facebook no longer does the interest lists, but prior to the interest lists going away back in November of 2016, a lot of really influential people created all of these lists. And this post is the top 100 Facebook lists. And if you go to this list, it's segmented out by different categories, whether it's business, some of it's, health and everything else. You can go in and you can click on the list, and you can see the people who are following the list, and those people may be people you want to add to your own list. So that is the only way now to actually go outside of the box finding people to follow on Facebook, before it used to be those interest lists that Facebook took away back in November.
Okay. All right. Great information, Doreen. So if someone wants to contact you to maybe schedule a call to see whether or not you are a good fit to help them with their social media marketing until they get used to these tools, what's the best way for them to do that?
Okay, so every couple of months, I actually do a course, and I do have a course starting at the end of March, the 25th. It's Social Media 101. It's $79.99 for a 3-hour class that's split up into 2 sessions, and $99.99 for the 3-hour class plus a 1-hour session with me. So if you go to and I'll type it in here, because I had it up. The next class starts on March the 28th. You can sign up for that class, and that class will give you a lot of different information that you're going to need. And it's ambitions.com/social-media-101. And you can find it underneath courses, underneath ambitions.com. And again, I offer that course every 3 or 4 months. I reset up another class for people to take the class. If you're interested just on a one-on-one session, there is a form on my website that you can contact me on, and we can set up a quick 30-minute evaluation to see where you're at, what you're looking for, and then we'll go from there on what type of pricing. You may want just a 2-hour training course, one-on-one, so, and I do those individually.
Okay, so it's www.ambitions.com. Ambitions with a little Latin flair there, as Doreen says, and go there and schedule some time with her. On
and social media is, it's when it first came out, it was just a handful of things, and that it's just grown and grown and grown and grown, and there's so much out there, and there's so much to that may fit what you're doing, that may not fit what you're doing, and the sad part about it is a lot of times people don't offer, and I love it, when they offer that free trial. Take the free trial, go in, take a look, see if it's something that's going to work for you, because at least they're letting you play. A lot of these platforms don't let you play, and you've got to determine right then and there whether it's something you're going to use or not. And you pay, and then you're like, well, I can't use this. I don't know what to do with this and everything else. So, the ones that do, Hootsuite definitely does. Post Planner offers a 14-day trial. The Mave one, Mave Social offers a 14-day trial. Sadly, Meet Egger does not. And social, you know what? The other one that I did, I forgot that I don't have it up here. Yes, I do. Sprout Social might.
Okay.
I know Sendable doesn't.
Okay. I am like blown away by the amount of information. Anybody else like so grateful for this hour to make some sense out of what we face every day in the social media platforms that are out there that some of us just don't know how to use, and it's just like this is like a veil has been lifted where social media is concerned. So if you want more information, a little bit more hands-on communication with Doreen, go to her website, ambitions.com, AMBICIONZ. Either schedule a call with her for a consultation. But I encourage each one of you, if you need to get moving on social media 101 is a great way. Ambitions.com/social media 101 and get in that class on March the 28th. She's a great teacher, as we have seen just from this hour together. And the great thing about this tech time is that we will be going to have her with us every 6 weeks, and we're scheduling it out. So 6 weeks from today, put it on your calendar. She will be back again with another technologically brilliant.
Yep, I'm back on the 25th of April, just so that everybody knows. And I want everyone who's on the call, if you can shoot me an email at dharper@ambitions.com and say, I want my blog, I want my social media planner. I will forward you that social media planner.
And I'll put the link in the blog for people who,
well, I promised those who were on the call they were going to get it.
Not the blog,
Yeah.
the chat.
The chat, okay,
The chat.
yeah, I was going to say. So
The
those
chat.
who are on the call, you guys are going to get that social media planner. And it basically, it's an Excel spreadsheet that, gives you all of the different social media websites. And then it gives you an area where you can put what you've posted. And then it gives you where you can put the dates and times and all that. That way you have a visual of your social media. But if you're interested in that social media planner, just email me at dharper@ambitions.com. And that's DHARPER@ambitions.com and say, I want my social media planner.
And those of you who are on the phone as well. So,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for all of you who are here. Doreen, thank you so much. I know, Lynn, you've got a lot of information in there. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make some heads or tails of this whole thing here. But she's got... there's a lot of different things about environmentally healthy and peace-centered events that Lynn is a part of. I will just say this about Lynn Mystic Healer. If you have a heart for what's going on in the world today on a holistic mindset, she's somebody that you want to go ahead and contact. So
yeah, and Lynn, if you find your keywords and you do searches on your keywords, you will find different groups and stuff that may be interested in your message, and that's the best way. Especially on Facebook, searching for groups, and on LinkedIn to search for groups, is knowing what your target market is, and
yes.
and search and using those as search criteria when you're searching for people to connect with.
And that's really important when you're creating your hashtags and your blogs and all, like who is your target audience. You have to know that when you're using social media to build your business. You can't just say, oh, everybody is my target market. That's not what happens. That's just not a reality.
And you can't just post. Like I said, it's not posting, it's hand in hand. Posting and engagement.
Right, exactly.
And even if you have to start that engagement, then you need to start that engagement. If somebody who's on your timeline has started the engagement, follow through with that engagement. That is so important. That is the way that that is the way this marketing, and think about it, it's still free marketing for us as entrepreneurs.
Right.
At some point, and it's already starting that way, Facebook ads, Twitter, everything has got ads going on, and those are paid to boost things and do everything else. It's not going to be free any longer.
Yeah.
And so utilize it while it's free and take advantage of that, and figure out the tools that's going to help you take advantage of that.
Yeah, maybe one of these events we can talk about the utilization of the ad platforms on the various social medias. So Doreen, I can't thank you enough for spending this time with us, and thank you to all of you who hung around for the extra 15 minutes. This has been fantastic. I'm so excited with what's going on here with Transformational Tuesdays and this Tech Time segment. So tell all your friends who are not currently a part of Transformational Tuesdays at this point. Go to transformationaltuesdays.com, get your free journal, and come on board this weekly conversation, this transformational conversation, whether it be personal or business. We are the place where you want to have your transformational conversations on a weekly basis. And until next time, enjoy traveling what I like to call the transformational trails of life. We'll see you next time, everybody. Have a great day.